Alright, so today's story time. I'm just jumping right into this shit. I'm not even doing my intro. You know it's Austin or Luna. If you don't know it's Austin or Luna, my name's Austin or Luna. Yeah, I said that too much. So I'm jumping right into this story time. Let's take it back to 10th grade, okay? I was having a bad day. That's where this story time starts off. I was in 10th grade having a bad fucking day. There was this dude. Let's just call him Jerry. Jerry was a fucking dick. He was pissing me off. He was kind of like a bully, I guess I would say. I was in 10th grade. I was at breakfast in the cafeteria right before my first period class, and this fucking dude sits down at my table with me and my friends and just starts talking shit to me for no reason. You want to know the funniest part about the whole thing? He was talking shit to me about my YouTube channel. He was like, "You're a fucking nerd, bro. Like, you always be going home and just sitting on YouTube all day. Like, what the fuck? Who does that? Like, go get a girl or something." That's what he told me. And I was like, "Dude, are you really trying to talk shit about what I do every day? Like, don't you work on your dad's farm every single day for 20 cents an hour?" And he was like, "No, I get fucking bank working there." And I was like, "Yeah, you still have to clean up cow shit. Like, how's that feel?" He's like, "I don't have to clean up cow shit." I was like, "I don't know what the fuck you do on that farm. I frankly don't care. The same way you shouldn't care about what I fucking do on YouTube. Leave me alone." He's like, "Whatever, bro. Fuck you." And he gets up and walks away. So already I just had a shitty start to the day. And I remember getting up after breakfast and just thinking to myself, you know what? Fuck this day. I'm over it already. So I just started walking towards one of the back doors in the cafeteria that led to outside. And my friends were like, "Austin, where are you going?" I was like, "I don't know." And yeah, I basically just walked right out those doors and no one else said anything to me. So I remember walking for a little bit and thinking to myself, like, where the fuck do I even want to go? Like, where am I going? And I thought to myself, okay, there's a breakfast place near here. I'll just go chill there for a little bit. So I went there, kind of sat on my phone at one of the tables. And then while I was sitting there on my phone, someone just sits down right across from me. And I look and I realize it's someone that I know. It's actually a friend of mine from school. He wasn't like a super good friend, but I knew him from school. And he's like, "What are you doing over here, Austin?" I was like, "What are you doing here?" He's like, "I'm skipping." And I was like, "Yeah, me too." He's like, "Oh, word?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "You want to go smoke?" I was like, "Fuck. Honestly, nah. I'll just go with you, though." He's like, "All right, man." So we got up and we walked into the woods right across the street. Hung out there for like an hour. I just watched him smoke and we just talked about a bunch of random shit. And then things took a turn for the worse when I hear someone yell, "Hey, what are you guys doing?" And my friend just takes off running. And he didn't even say where he was going or like, "See you later, Austin," or "run." He just straight took off running like fucking track and field star. And I look over and I can see it's the school police officer walking down the bike trail right up to me. And I was like, "Oh, hey, officer." And he's like, "What are you doing? Shouldn't you be in school?" I was like, "Yeah, I should be." He's like, "What are you doing out here?" And I was like, "I don't know, man. I'm just skipping school." He's like, "Yeah? Where's your buddy running off to?" I was like, "Honestly, he's not even my buddy. I don't know him that well." He's like, "Yeah, well, where'd he run off to?" I'm like, "I actually have no idea." He's like, "Yeah, whatever. Come with me." And he grabs me by the arm and he starts walking me back towards his car in the parking lot nearby. And I'm thinking to myself, like, damn, this is just not how I wanted my day to go. This is even worse. And he walks me over to the car, turns me around, and handcuffs me. And I'm thinking to myself, oh, this is just terrible. And he sits me down in the back seat of the car, and he gets in the front seat, and we start driving. And I ask him, I'm like, "Where are you taking me?" He's like, "Where do you think?" I was like, "I don't know, the police station." He's like, "No, man, you're a high schooler. I'm taking you back to school." And I was like, "Oh, okay, that's good." He's like, "You're still probably going to get suspended for leaving school, but I don't handle that. Your school will." I was like, "Okay." And he brings me back to school, and he parks right up front. And before he like takes me out of the car and like undoes the handcuffs and all that, he turns around and looks at me, and he's like, "Man, I've seen you in school before. Like, you're a good kid. Like, what are you doing skipping?" I was like, "I don't know. I just don't like school." He's like, "I get it, man. Like, I really actually get it. Like, it can be terrible, but just get through it, man. Just get through it and go do whatever you want to do in life. Like, I promise it'll get better." And that actually made my day a little bit better. I was like, "I appreciate that, man." He's like, "No problem. Now, one more time. Do you have any idea where your friend ran off to?" And I was like, "I actually have no idea. I don't know him that well. He's probably still back there on the trails somewhere." And he's like, "Okay." He gets me out of the car. He undoes the handcuffs. He walks me into school, into the main office, tells them he found me and where he found me. And I sat down with my principal. They only gave me like 2 days of in-school suspension. And pretty much that was my fucking shitty day. And the ironic thing about the whole situation was like not too long before or after I got caught skipping again, and it was by the same police officer, and he kind of gave me the same pep talk, and it was just kind of funny because it kind of happened twice. Oh, and another funny thing, like an hour later while I was in the suspension room, they brought my friend in, the one who was skipping as well. They caught him, and he sits down next to me and he goes, "Austin." And I was like, "What?" He's like, "You fucking snitch on me, man?" And I'm like, no, I didn't snitch on you, man. Like, you took off running fast as hell. I didn't even see where you went. He's like, oh, well, good. Yeah, I got caught. I'm like, oh, you did. I had no idea. He's like, yeah, I got caught. I'm like, no shit, you got caught. You're sitting right here next to me. He's like, yeah, it's rough. I'm like, yeah, okay. And pretty much the whole rest of that day, I just sat there. And then I had to go home and tell my parents about what happened. And it was just a shitty day. But moral of the story is, don't be a bad kid. Don't skip school, honestly. But pretty much that's the story time. Leave a like on this video if you guys did enjoy this story time. Leave your stories in the comments down below. Subscribe if you're new. I'll see you guys all later. Peace.